say, amazing, I'm thrilled to finish this marathon. They would never say, I am feeling tired. They just imagine they run 42 kilometers, but they never would come up and say, I am tired, I am dead now, I can't walk anymore. Okay, they may say it later, but when they have finished it, now they are very much into it. So the whole idea is, if you have fun, even that kind of thing also becomes the cakewalk. Even a 42 kilometer run would become a cakewalk. Anyway, just to give you some ideas, that's my name. I'm sure for most of the people that doesn't make any sense. But can you play around with the name, cut it down or slice it off and make it something meaningful then?
And
I should not have given that free will to you. Anyway, I know you are going to do that, so I just put the thing there. I know it can be an ant. An ant is more easier. An ant is a picture, whereas Anant is not a picture. If you can visualize that instead of my hair, I have the antennas of ants like that. And if you see that image, 10 days down the line, if you see me somewhere in Penang, what's the first image which comes to your mind?
and
Now that's how the memory works. That's how the triggers work. For those of you who don't know Mandarin, Ni Hao is how are you? I think most of you learned that already, right? Ni Hao is how are you? Now I don't know Mandarin, but when I meet my Mandarin friends, I would generally say Ni Hao. And they think I'm speaking Mandarin. I'm not speaking Mandarin, I'm speaking English. Because Ni Hao is Ni Hao. How is your knee? That's what I ask them. They say, oh, they think I'm speaking Mandarin. Okay, anyway, how about Chua Kit? Chua Kit is one of my friends' name, very close friend of mine. His name is Chua Kit. Now, if I want to remember that, I again have to convert that into picture. Any idea for this?
Chua Kit.
Chua Cat. Wow. Is it possible to chew a cat? I bet it is. How about Dipti?
Dipit.
Dipti, yes, of course, Dipti. It's easier to handle information like this. And how about Jasbir? Jasbir. Okay, you see, I mean the whole idea is to try to picturize information, try to see the things in the mind's eye, then it becomes easier. Now what I thought is, I would like to give you an exercise, or not an exercise, a strategy with the help of which you can start using a high-end tool in your work life, in your personal life, in your academic life, in your presentations, which will make your life more comfortable. And it just takes a couple of minutes. What I need is, before getting to the system, please get clear the philosophy of memory. It may be repetitive, I don't mind repeating it 10,000 times because that's the only thing which you need to understand. The philosophy of memory is, if you want to remember anything, you have to associate that with something else which you already know and have fun in the process. That's about it. And because of your knowledge so far, because of your experience, because of your education, because of your training or whatever, you know lots and lots and lots of information, right? You're aware of so many things. Now why not you use that as a background and remember any new bits of information which you want to remember along with this thing. Now one thing which and one thing which all of us know is how the body looks like. And that's why I call this list as a body list. For a while I'll stand here so that you can see me well. Now this is my list. There's no rule that you have to follow this list, but for this exercise, for here, of course you have to follow this list, alright? Now we have ceiling. Now what I've done is I've created a small list from the ceiling to the flooring or the carpet, right? With some of the parts of the body in the middle. So let's see how it goes. So first goes the ceiling, then logically flow down in one direction. The next thing which you have is the top of the head, and then you have the forehead. Then you have the nose. Of course you have eyes, eyebrows, just skip few, doesn't matter. Nose. And then you have shoulder. Then you have the heart. Then you have the stomach. Then you have the knees. Then you have the shoes. And finally you have the floor. Okay, let me repeat it for you. We have the ceiling, top of the head, forehead, nose, shoulder, heart, stomach, knees, shoes, and floor. Okay, how long do you think you would require to remember this list in the same order? Done. Zero. It's absolutely 0 seconds. Now can you recall it without clues? Let's start with ceiling, then
top of the head, forehead, nose, shoulder, heart, stomach, knees, shoes.
Okay, that's great. Now what I've done is, let's do some exercise here. Now this is 10 Steps to Financial Wealth by Gary Constable. This is one of my favorite articles. Why I give this is because when people go back home, they at least apart from memory they know something additional also. That's why I use this template most of the time. Anyway, 10 Steps to Financial Wealth by Gary Constable. Now Gary Constable has given 10 steps and these are the 10 steps. So let's try and see to remember this new information using the memory philosophy. If you want to remember anything new, associate that with something which you already know. Alright, let's check it out. The first one here, what's the first one here?
Pay yourself.
Ceiling. And what's the first one there?
Pay yourself.
Pay yourself first. And the keyword is yourself. So can you visualize you are sitting on the ceiling? Just for fun. Okay, you are sitting on the ceiling. So that will remind you that you have to pay yourself first. And go down logically, what's the second one here?
Top of the head.
Top of the head. And there it says save 10% of all your income. Now how do you link 10 with top of the head? Sorry? Oh, 10 sounds like tenth. So there's a tenth on the head. Or it can be, you can actually print a 10 figure on your head. Or it can be, all your hairs drop and only 10 strands left. So that will remind you of 10 also. Okay? 10%, that's the idea. You can come up with any idea. And what's the next one down there? Down here? Forehead. And there Gary Constable says, don't use credit for buying non-wealth producing items. So in simple terms, let's say don't use credit card. Okay? Don't use credit card in simple terms. So what's the keyword there? Credit card. And you have to link it with the forehead. How do you link the credit card and the forehead with fun? You swipe the credit card on your head. Very good. Or maybe the credit card is pasted here and you have the Visa Wave or whatever, so there's a track, the machine there. So when you go in, you just swipe there and go. Okay? That's fun. Alright. And what's the next one down here? Nose. And there? Take risk. If you are poking your nose into everything, what are you doing? Taking risk. Okay? Nose and take risk. What's the, let's slow down and you have shoulder. And there is diversify your investments. How do you link investments and shoulder?
Road.
Oh, you are putting some investment here, some investment here. So you are diversifying, not on everything on one shoulder. Or you can make it fun, you take this shoulder and throw it this side. Or you take this shoulder and throw it this side. So you are diversifying your investment there. Alright, what's the next one logically flowing down? Heart. And here, educate yourself. Can you visualize as you are reading your book, the heart jumps out and starts reading the thing? So educating your heart. Alright, let's slow down logically. What's the next one here? Stomach. And what's there? Devise a plan. So can you visualize you are making up your financial plan on your stomach? And someone comes up and asks, hey, what's your financial plan? So you open up and say, oh, this is my plan. It sounds crazy, it doesn't matter. But you have to have fun in the process. So financial plan is here. And go down and we have the need. And what's that?
Seek out financial advisors.
Seek financial advisors. Seek out financial advisors, which is take help from your financial advisor. So you have an image for financial advisor. So you can visualize that he is holding his knee and walking, or maybe he hits you on your knee, or you hit him on the knee, it doesn't matter. Okay, just see it in the mind side. Okay, what's the next one down there?
Shoes.
Shoes. And here is be prepared. So you can visualize that you are wearing on the shoes or putting on the shoes too, and you are prepared for anything and everything. And the last one down here, flooring or the carpet, and over there, give back is charity basically. So you can visualize that you roll up this carpet and give it back in charity.
Okay.
Alright? And now that you joined road track, so this may be the first thing to do. Don't take out this carpet. Okay? Alright. So let's quickly have a quick review, very quick review. We started with pay yourself first, then save 10%, don't use credit card, take risk, diversify investment, educate yourself, devise a plan, financial advisor, be prepared,
and give back.
charity. See? And it's so simple. And just for fun, if you want to talk about Gary Constable's 10 steps in the reverse order, let's try it out. We start with the give back, then be prepared,
Financial
advisor, plan, devise a plan, educate yourself,
Take
investment,
Take
take
risk.
risk, don't use credit card, 10%, say 10%.
And
Pay yourself first. You see, remembering the 10 points. So